welcome back to my channel. My name's Tamika. This is Library of Tomes, where I talk to you about all the bookish things going on in my life. Hi, welcome back to the third days of the 12 days of HEAs. I think I messed that intro up. We're just gonna go with it. So welcome back. Today we're doing second chance romance recommendations. I struggled with mine. I cheated a tiny little bit. Mine's gonna be a little obvious, but I don't want to hesitate too long. I have not watched the other Romance Booktubers videos for this, so I'm gonna roll it, let you all talk to them, or we'll let them talk to you actually, and we'll come back and I will tell you my recommendation for a second chance romance.
Hi guys, my name is Ezra from iHeartRomance, and this is the first time I'm participating in Tamika's 12 days of HEAs, and I'm so happy to participate. One of my favorite tropes is the second chance romance trope. I believe that this is one of the very first tropes that I read a romance on, and I fell in love with this trope because I really love the angst that happens when the lovers are actually coming back together and trying to get their HEA. So one of the books that I recommend is the very popular Again the Magic by Lisa Kleypas. This book is actually the first edition copy, and this one has a step back. It's not as pretty as the other step backs, but I really love this book. I read this way back when. I think I was in high school, probably a junior or a senior in high school, and I love this book so much. This is actually a social disparity romance as well. Aline and McKenna were childhood friends and they fell in love, but McKenna is actually a servant in her house. Now, of course, Lady Aileen is not allowed to marry McKenna because he is a servant, so she actually tells him that she does not love him and he is sent away and he goes to America. Now, their romance actually happens about 12 years later when McKenna is back, and he actually is rich and he has money and he's actually back for revenge. Now, Aline and McKenna really have this amazing second chance, and I really love the angst, and I highly recommend that you read.
Hello, I'm Stephanie, and thank you Tamika for allowing me to join your collaboration for Second Chance Romances for 2020. I've read a lot of second chance romances this year, but the one that I really want to highlight is Teacher by Fiona Cole. This is a hot and heavy, super steamy second chance romance. In some ways, it not necessarily is a second chance between the two main characters, but a second chance love for them. One has a very disturbing history with the sex trade. I don't want to call it a phenomenon because it's not a phenomenon. But there is content warnings that go along with this story for sex trade, for sexual assault, suicide, and I think there may be one more. So go into this lightly, research it if you have triggers or anything like that. But I really enjoyed the two of these characters coming together. This is also an age gap romance, so it is on the darker side of romance, so go into it lightly, but I definitely think the second chance in this was absolutely amazing, and I hope you guys will take a chance on it. Thanks again, Tamika, for allowing me to give one of my favorite second chance romances of 2020.
Hi, my name is Jess, and my blog and YouTube channel's names are From Me to You Video Photography and Book Reviews. So, I am here to talk about The Natural History of Us, which is book 2 of Rachel Harris's The Fine Art of Pretending series. You do not have to read book 1 to read book 2, as I didn't, and I enjoyed it immensely. I had given it 5 stars when I actually did read it and review it. I found it unexpectedly charming, and at no point did I feel like Justin or Peyton were the bad guys in this. They both did stupid mistakes, but they're high schoolers, so who cares? Anywho, they got together in sort of the beginning-ish of their high school career, but this is now the end of senior year, and they get thrown together in an unexpected twist for a school project, and it brings up their pasts and also kind of it gets Justin to rectify the mistakes he made between them. And it is so, so good. I definitely recommend it, and I hope you check out my channel when you get a chance. Thanks.
Hey y'all, my name is Carrie, and my channel is The Bookish Soaper, where I basically only talk about romance. I also do some DIY bath and body products, and I make soap. I do want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Tamika for hosting the 12 Days of HEA. This is a really exciting series to be a part of. I do also want to be very bluntly honest with you from the get-go and tell you that second chance romances are probably one of my least favorite tropes. That being said, one of my very favorite books of this year happens to have a second chance romance in it, and that is going to be Behind the Bars by Brittany C. Cherry. I was not prepared for the emotions that this book just wrung out of me. I kind of went in blind because I love her work, and this book just ripped my heart out, and then it pieced it back together. It was such a good second chance romance. You get both timelines. So it starts out whenever Jasmine and Elliot are in high school. Jasmine is this beauty queen girl, new to the school. Everybody likes her. Elliot is black. He's very skinny, and he has a stutter. And he is very, very bullied and made fun of. And it's just a really rough situation that he's in. But Jasmine hears him playing music one day, and it just speaks to her. And they start out having this beautiful friendship that turns into this beautiful relationship. Fortunately, Jasmine, because she is in high school, her mom ends up making her move, and she has to go to a different state and is no longer around Elliot. And there's some things that happen, and they lose touch for several years, and then she comes back and finds out why he quit talking to her. This book is heart-wrenching and beautiful, and I just cannot recommend it enough.
So my pick for this is Love Her or Lose Her by Tessa Bailey. Now, I know technically this is a marriage in trouble, but if you've watched any of my content, you know that I'm not the hugest fan of second chance romances. So when I came up with this topic, I had assumed that I was going to read more second chance romances and I would have a good recommendation for you, that way I wouldn't have to cheat. We obviously did not get there because I'm recommending Love Her or Lose Her by Tessa Bailey. This is the second book in the Hot and Hammered series. This follows Rosie and Dominic, and their marriage is in trouble. Rosie ends up leaving Dominic, and they have to go to a therapist and work things out, try to figure out how to give the other one what they need through their love languages. And I really liked this book. This book did come out this year, and I really, really loved the talk about love languages and the way that the two main characters in here had to realize that the things that the other one were doing were just part of their love language, and then learning to communicate in each other's love language was absolutely beautiful. So this story is just really fun. I loved Rosie and Dominic. I really loved their relationship. I loved watching them come back together, and I feel like this is a really good second chance romance, even though it is also a marriage in trouble. So if you've not read this, I'm surprised if you haven't. I do recommend you check it out. All right, those are all of the second chance romance recommendations. I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, all of the links are in the description, including all the links to the books and social links to all of the romance booktubers participating in the 12 Days of HEAs. So with that being said, thank you all for watching, and we will see you again tomorrow for the next topic.